Hi Guys Meurex recap here. Today I am going to explain a sci-fi movie. 2012 End of the World. Spoiler is the head, watch out and take care. So let's begin. In the opening scene. 2009, Adrian Helmsley, an American geologist, visits astrophysicist Satnam Suratani in India and learns that neutrinos from a massive solar flare are causing the temperature of the Earth's core to increase fleetly. Adrian travels to Washington, D.C. and gives a report on the findings to White House Chief of Staff Karl Anheuser, who takes Adrian to meet the President of the United States. In 2010, President Thomas Wilson and other transnational leaders begin a secret design to ensure humanity's survival. Roughly 000 people are chosen to board vessels that are being constructed at Choming, Tibet, in the Himalayas. At the same time as the People's Liberation Army are gathering levies, a Buddhist monk named Nima is vacated, while his family Tenzin joins the workers in the boat design. Fresh backing for the design is raised by dealing tickets to the private sector for €1 billion per person. By 2011, humanity's precious treasures are moved to the Himalayas under the guise of guarding them from terrorist attacks with the help of art expert and first daughter, Laura Wilson. One of the artworks is the Mona Lisa, which is replaced in the Louvre with a precise dupe. Her master, Roland Picard, is latterly killed when his auto is forced into a fatal bus accident in the same Paris Rotary where Princess Diana was killed. Picard had discovered that the delve containing the vault, where the Mona Lisa and other precious workshop of art were supposed to be stored, was a fake position. In 2012, Jackson Curtis is a wisdom fabrication pen in Los Angeles who works part-time as a limousine motorist for the Russian oligarch billionaire, Yuri Karpov. Jackson's ex-wife, Katie, and their children Noah and live with Kate Swain, plastic surgeon Gordon Silberman, Thomas McCarthy. Jackson takes Noah and Lily camping in Yellowstone National Park. After an hassle at a defined government exploration point with Helmsley, they meet Charlie Frost, who hosts a radio show from the domain. Charlie, a conspiracy philosopher, plays a videotape of Charles Hapgood's proposition that polar shifts in the Mesoamerican long count timetable prognosticate that the 2012 miracle will do. Hapgood believed that unstable conditions under the crust of the Earth would beget it to shift, Earth crust relegation. Charlie has a chart of the arc design in addition to conspiracy proposition information about officers and scientists from around the world who were boggled after planning to warn the public. One similar scientist was an addict of Charlie's and had transferred him the chart before his early death. The family returns home as seismic exertion extensively increases along the west seacoast of the United States. After dropping off Karpov's bratty sons at the field, Jackson grows suspicious and rents an aeroplane to deliver his family. He collects his family and Gordon as the Earth crust relegation begins, and they hardly escape Los Angeles as the megacity slips into the Pacific Ocean, racked by a massive earthquake that destroys all of town. As millions die in disastrous earthquakes worldwide, the group, with Gordon piloting the small aeroplane, flies to Yellowstone to recoup Charlie's chart, escaping as the Yellowstone caldera erupts. Charlie stays behind to broadcast the eruption and is killed in the blast of the expatriation of an ash pall. Learning that the vessels are in China, the group lands in a devastated Las Vegas to find a larger aeroplane. They meet Yuri, his binary sons Alec and Oleg, played by Alexander and Felipe Hausman, Gal Tamara and Airman Sasha Johan Erb. The group secures an Antonov and 225 AIRCRAFT inaptly and maybe designedly marked an Antonov 500, and they depart for China. Also heading for the Choming point aboard Air Force One are Anheuser, Helmsley, and Laura Wilson. Upon arriving in Tibet, they find that the vessels aren't vessels fated to take the survivors off Earth, but are giant ocean-going vessels, large arks that can hold thousands of people. Helmsley finds that the cabins are actually relatively luxurious and only meant for 1-2 people, a fact he criticizes when he tells his gatekeeper the room could hold about 10 people. Anheuser explains that the high price of a room was necessary to fund the design since the governments of the world could not conceivably have hidden the cost for veritably long. President Wilson remains in Washington, D.C. to address the nation one last time. With the vice president dead and the Speaker of the House missing, Anheuser assumes de facto leadership. Washington is hit by the pyroclastic ejecta pall from Yellowstone, which covers the megacity in a choking pall of thick ash. Floundering with others in the desolation, President Wilson is killed by a mega tsunami which carries the aircraft carrier John F. Kennedy into the White House, crushing it. Sasha and the group plan to land compactly at Hawaii to refuel. Still, the islet chain has been devastated by stormy exertion. Continuing on, Sasha fears they may run out of energy before making it to landmass Asia. They discover that the seismic exertion of the Earth's face has shifted the Chinese seacoast 1,500 long holes east, and they're suitable to make a crash wharf, hardly escaping death by driving a Bentley out of the aeroplane before it pratfalls to a stop on a glacier. The aeroplane overbalances on the edge of a precipice and plummets, taking Sasha with it. The group is spotted by the People's Liberation Army. Yuri and his sons, enjoying tickets, are taken to the Arks, Yuri coldly leaving Tamara, whose affair with Sasha was commodity he knew of, and the others before. Their remaining survivors are picked up by Nina and are taken to the Arks with his GRANDPARENTS Lisa Lu and Chang Tseng. They stow down on the Ark with the help of Tenzin, who had a plan to smuggle his family aboard through a hinder entrance. As a mega tsunami approaches the point, an impact motorist becomes lodged between the gears of the Ark's hydraulics chamber, precluding a boarding gate from closing and rendering the boat unfit to start its machines. In the preceding chaos, Yuri, Gordon, and Tamara are killed, Tenzin is wounded, and the Ark is set adrift. Just before he dies, Yuri is suitable hoist both his sons up to crew members of the boat. In doing so, he jumps to his death. Jackson and Noah dislodge the impact motorist, and the crew regains control of the Ark before it can impact Mount Everest. After flood tide waters from the surfs retire, the Arks travel to the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa, where the Drakensberg Mountains have risen in relation to ocean position and come the altitudinous mountain range on Earth. Thus movie is end here. Thanks for watching this video. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe.